Moving to our top story this hour, school kidnappings are becoming alarmingly common in Nigeria, and now a latest incident of abduction has once again been from the state of Kaduna. Armed men have kidnapped about 150 students from a boarding school. This is the 10th mass school kidnapping in the last 6 months in northwest Nigeria. The demand by the bandits remains the same: ransom payments by the Nigerian government in exchange for the children. Listen in to one of the school staffers who was let go by the bandits.
We go open our box, remove the money when they pay us the day before yesterday. Then we give them. They say, okay, no any money again. I say no, we are two. So they say, to let's go. I say, Oga, see my leg, I know where. Wait, come on, let's go. So I begin to follow them. As we reach there, they said I should come back. Then they carry my second go.
The boarding school was attended by roughly 180 students. While the faculty was preparing for an exam, armed men entered the school premises and made their way into the hostel. At the time, an unspecified number of students and teachers were abducted and taken into a nearby forest. 26 of them managed to escape, including a female teacher. The Kaduna state has been particularly hard hit in the African country. Since December last year, nearly 1,000 people have fallen prey to these attacks, out of which 150 are still missing. Nigeria's security forces have been battling a jihadist insurgency since 2009. This has killed more than 40,000 people. School kidnappings were first carried out by jihadist groups like Boko Haram and Islamic State. But the tactic of earning money at the behest of innocent lives has now been adopted by other gunmen. This is having a repercussion on the education system in the region. 6 northern states have resorted to shutting public schools to prevent such attacks. School kidnappings are becoming a political problem for President Muhammadu Buhari. For more on this, Phil Ihaza is joining us live from Abuja. Phil, what's the situation on the ground? Is there any update on the kidnapped children?
Well, thank you. At the moment, the update that we have is that the police has confirmed that 26 of those students and staff has been rescued and they are safe. They've gone through medical checks and they've been reunited with their families. But a find and rescue operation is ongoing, where it's a collaboration of the military, that's the Army, Navy and Air Force, and of course the police and other sister agencies like the Civil Defense Corps. Those areas have been cordoned off. They are in hot pursuit of the kidnappers, where they believe they would have taken the students to some thick forest in that region. But we also know that there's been a lot of agitations from parents, relatives of the missing students, in that region, especially a road called Kaduna Kacha Road. They've been protesting and putting pressure on the government to do more to rescue their children safe and unhurt.
This is the 10th mass school kidnapping since December in northwest Nigeria, which authorities have attributed to armed bandits seeking ransom payments. Why has there been a spate of abductions?
Well, it's difficult really to pinpoint why exactly these abductions are ongoing. But if you look at comments from quite a number of quarters, like critics and other security experts, they are saying that the government is not doing enough to beef up security presence in these remote parts of the north where these schools have been affected. Because if you look at the areas where the schools have been hardly hit, it's places where they're in remote areas outside outskirts of the state, and there's hardly any government presence there. Also, security experts have said that they need to do more to improve the intelligence gathering, especially from locals. But at the moment, the Kaduna state government has actually shut down 13 schools in that region indefinitely until more security is provided around that area to prevent other kidnap incidents that they say they have gotten a wind of. And also until these students are found, they would have to ensure that no ransom is paid. They'll also have to ensure that all other students who are currently in session are back at home and safe. So those are some of the efforts the government is making. Also, the president has warned that no ransom will be paid. So we're just monitoring to see how this particular incident will unfold.
And how does Buhari plan to take concrete steps on this front? He's mentioned his plans to end the criminal gangs and the kidnappings. What more can be done, do you think?
Well, we've spoken to quite a number of security analysts, and they're saying that, Nigeria's security apparatus at the moment is currently stretched thin, because if you look at the fact that the country is dealing with several kinds of insecurity challenges, from insurgency, from kidnapping, which is becoming rife, to other banditry, to other militant groups in other parts of the country. And so, the security analysts are saying the country will need to involve more locals, involve vigilantes, community policing, so that and also intelligence, like including Air Force surveillance, especially those forests, those thick forests where it's believed that these criminals are using as their hideout to attack. Also, but the president has come out several times to talk tough on the fact that they will continue to beef up their security presence, get more ammunition, and of course increase the morale of these security operatives. Like the president just came back from the Northeast a couple of weeks ago. It is one of his latest visits to boost the morale of people in front of the fighting ongoing there. So yes, they're doing their own part from the government, from the presidency, but it is beginning to look like it's not enough, especially when you look at what critics are saying. So the hope is that the schools, the education sector generally will not be so affected by this current kidnap activities that is ongoing, because the country is dealing with over 10 million out-of-school children. That's a whole lot on one end as well. But let's look at what the Kaduna state government is pledging. They're ensuring that they will return all the students safe. They will not pay any ransom, so that they don't encourage more of these kidnap activities in the state.
Phil Ihaza, thank you for joining us live from Abuja there.